Hey everybody, Mr. Barker here. I want to take this time to go over with you guys our Google Classroom setup and what our homeroom, our virtual homeroom is going to look like, and just to get everybody acclimated with how things are going to look in this digital environment that we're going to be exploring this semester. All right, so everybody should be familiar with Google Classroom. Right now we are on Google Classroom, an example classroom's homepage. All right, so whenever I assign work, whenever I assign lessons, whenever I assign anything that I want you guys to see and to watch and to do, it's all going to be assigned through Google Classroom. All right. So each day when you get on Google Classroom to start your work, you're going to see a variety of things that I have posted. Okay. So you'll see up here at the top, Brian Barker, that's me, posted new material, homeroom, 8/24 through 28. So this is our homeroom for that particular week. That'll be the first week of school. And notice the symbol here, this little page with a bookmark. That's going to mean, or that means that that particular thing I've posted is material. It's not an assignment. It's not something you turn in, but it's something that you need to view. It's something that you need to open up and something you need to go through because it's going to have everything you need, all the instructions, all the lessons, all the videos, everything that's coming from me to you to help you do the assignments. Okay, and then if you go down here, for example, I've posted one assignment through the tunnel reading guide and another assignment, quick write for 8/26. Notice the symbol. The clipboard indicates that these are in fact assignments. All right, so if I open them up, it's not going to look the same. But if you guys open them up, you'll see their point value and there'll be a turn-in option, and it'll generally be a Google Doc or a Google slide that you have to do some work on in order to submit. Now, very important, very, very important. A lot of people get tempted to simply skip the lessons and try their darndest to do the assignments first. Don't do that, all right? Each week, each Monday or Tuesday, whatever day you have my class, I'm going to post a homeroom, all right? That homeroom is going to be your base for the entire week. So let's open up what homeroom looks like. So homeroom is going to look like this. Give it a second to load. All right, so in your homeroom, you're going to have the week of that homeroom, which will be the 24th through the 28th. Notice it says use the links on the end of the board to access the lessons and activities for each day of the week. So if it's Monday, Tuesday, you'll click that, and that'll give you the access to the lessons for that day. Wednesday, Thursday will give you access to Wednesday or Thursday's lessons. And then clicking on Friday will give you access to Friday's lessons. All right. Something else that's cool, I have all of these links down here along the bottom for you. Go over here to the class library, and if you open that up, that sends you to a Google slideshow that has all of the stories and texts that we are going to be reading for that particular quarter. Okay, notice up here, this is for Q1. So we're going to be reading these 3 short stories, and we're going to be reading The Giver if you're in my 8th grade English class. Okay, and then with each slide, I have a copy. If you click on this, maybe, this will send you to a copy of the text of the story for when you are ready to read it for the lesson, or if you would just like to, get ahead of the curve and read it early. And for those who would rather listen or listen and read together, you click on the audio link, and each text has a copy of a YouTube video of the story. So you have options. You can read it, you can listen to it, you can do both at the same time. But I have those for each short story. And then for The Giver, our classroom novel, at the moment we don't have any digital access to The Giver. That might come, and if that does come, they'll just simply at the beginning of the year be a text option for the digital version. But from what I understand right now, you guys are going to all be responsible to come to the school and get your class copy of that to use throughout the quarter, throughout the semester. All right, so the classroom library link takes you there. IXL, which will be something that we use a lot this year. It'll be something that you guys get really familiar with, and it's going to be something that I think is going to help you all become better readers, better writers, and it's going to improve your grammar overall. So if you go to the IXL link, it'll open up these 2 slides. Now, during the week, in the weekly lessons and in Google Classroom, I'll assign IXL links for you guys to work on. And before that first IXL assignment, I'll have another video explaining how IXL works. I'll show you some examples. I'll explain the scoring and all of that. But this would be a little shortcut for you guys to have access to all of the IXLs that we're going to be doing each quarter, right? So notice right here, I'm telling you, when I assign an IXL activity in a weekly lesson, you guys have access to them here as well as in Google Classroom. Active IXL assignments will show up red. As long as the assignment is red, it can still be submitted for a grade. So that means if you miss the due date for a particular IXL assignment and you wind up with a Z in the grade book, all you got to do is come back here, and if it's still red, that means it's still open to be completed and submitted for a grade. Okay, so this one right now is red. We click it, follow the link. It takes us to IXL, to that particular skill for you guys to practice. All right. But like I said, we'll talk more about IXL when that first assignment comes up. Okay, now down here, very important to note, whenever you submit an IXL assignment, whether it's on time or whether it's late, or whether you've went back and redone it to improve your score, you've got to complete the submission form here. Otherwise, I won't know to go check it. Okay, so all you do, it'll send you to this Google form. You answer these questions, your last name, your first name, the class period you have me, and the IXL title. And all the IXL title would be you just simply copy and paste which one of these you did there, and you submit it. That shoots an email to me to let me know that you've completed it so that when I get back to my computer, I can check it and I can put a grade in the grade book for you. Okay? And for anybody curious what IXL is and why we use it, I've attached this neat little video here that gives an overview of all of the literacy support and the advantages of using IXL to help you guys become better readers and writers. All right, so that's the IXL link in our homeroom. Then, let me close out of that. Then we go to Google Classroom, and this is pretty obvious. This link just takes you right to Google Classroom, which lots of you guys shouldn't necessarily need, but that's there if you do need it. These links here will take you to Home Access Center. For anybody that needs help getting to the gradebook, those links will take you there. Give it a second. My wife and I are sharing the internet at the moment, and she's on a Skype call, so it's taking me a bit, but that takes you to Home Access Center. You simply scroll down to where it says Bentonville School District. You put in your username, you put in your password, and that'll help you open up the gradebook to check your grades. And then each week, I'm going to post an agenda. For the people who like to view things holistically, you can go here, and this will list all of the assignments and lessons each day that I will post for the week. All right. So, for example, the first week for 8th grade, August 24th through 28th. For Monday, Tuesday, you're going to view Mr. Barker's Welcome Back slideshow. You're going to review the syllabus. You're going to complete the syllabus quiz in Google Forms. You're going to complete an auto-draw Introduce Yourself activity. Wednesday, Thursdays, list of things to do, and then Friday's list of things to do. And if you notice, I've got them highlighted in red and green. Go down here. Things that are highlighted in green are essential texts that you need to read, lessons you need to review or watch, or videos that you need to watch. Okay, so things that are highlighted in green aren't things you're going to be turning in for a grade, but they are things that you need to complete, read, view, watch, whatever, in order to do the things that'll be turned in for grades. Okay, over here, the things that are highlighted in red are going to be activities, essential assignments, projects, whatever, that will count towards your overall grade in my class. All right, so green are lessons that you need to watch, lessons you need to review, videos you need to watch, things like that. Red, that will be the assignments that you are going to need to complete and turn in. Okay, and the due dates for all of these assignments can be found in the weekly lesson slides, which we're about to get to. Okay, but just know I am pretty lenient with my due dates. And what I mean by that is if I assign something, say on Monday, I'm generally going to give you until at the earliest Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. to get that submitted. Very rarely am I going to assign something and want it done that very day, unless it's something really quick, something simple, something easy. If it's something that's going to take some time, I'm going to give you a day or two to get that done. All right. And it seems like there's a lot of work here in the first week. But a lot of these activities are simple, they're quick, they're fun little projects and things, kind of get to know you stuff. And it's also a way for us to get some quick and easy grades in the grade book to start the year out. All right? So that's the agenda. That'll be updated each week so you guys can see what's coming down the pipe. Now, the lesson slides. These 3 boxes here are very important because these are going to be your lessons, your activities, the things you need to do and follow each and every week in order to, get the full force of the class. So let's look, for example, at Wednesday, Thursday. So you click here and you open up the Wednesday, Thursday lessons. The very first slide in every one of my lessons is going to say go through the slides in order. The very second slide in each of my lessons is going to tell you to enter present mode now. Okay? Very important that you guys go through these slides in present mode because I create them to be viewed in present mode. If you don't go through them in present mode, there might be certain things that you miss. There might be certain things you don't quite catch, and you're not going to get the you're not going to get to fully appreciate the lesson as I created it. So always enter present mode when you start my lessons. Okay, and then you'll just simply have to click yourself through. So, for example, the very first lesson, very first activity, I should say, for Wednesday, Thursday is going to be go to Google Classroom to complete today's quick write assignment. Then you just have a link here that'll take you to Google Classroom where we go to our example class, open up the quick write assignment, and you would knock that out. That would be there for you to do, for you to submit. So if you're following these things in order, that would be the very first thing you would do. Okay? And then we just keep on trucking. The very first quick write assignment is going to be a response to that quote. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you, which will lead us right into our very first story. All right? So I have the videos oftentimes set to autoplay. And then here, always read my captions. Time to read one of my all-time favorite short stories, Through the Tunnel, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to always provide links for you to follow. Click on the link below for access to the story. So if you click on that link, it'll take you to a copy of the story. And if you want, you can easily download that to your computer. You can save that so you won't ever forget it, so you won't lose it. All right. Or if you need, it's going to always be there in the assignment. Okay. So there's a copy of the story. You can follow this link for an audio of the story. And that audio and that text, remember, is also in our class library in Homeroom. So you can access those in the lesson. And if you need them later, you can quickly access them in the class library. Okay. So after we've read or listened to the story, you just keep following through the lesson. You go to the next lesson or the next slide in the lesson. It's going to talk about how to respond in CSRQ format. You read my caption, then you click through, and it would be no different than if I were standing in front of the class going through all of this stuff with you. All right. Notice my captions change. See, that's something that if you were just going through these slides in edit mode, you would miss. Okay. Now you're at the actual assignment portion of the lesson, Through the Tunnel reading guide. Do this first. If I have anything ever telling you to do something first, do something second, do something third, whatever, do the things in order. Very important that you do that. So to do this first, you open up the YouTube video, which is me giving you a short lesson on CSRQ format. Okay, so you watch that video of me going over how to write out answers in CSRQ format. Then you go to Google Classroom for a copy of the assignment, Through the Tunnel reading guide. Sends you back to Google Classroom, example class, which your class will be whatever your class is. You open up the Through the Tunnel reading guide activity, and it should be there for you in a Google Doc with all the instructions necessary to get that knocked out. All right, and then the last slide of each lesson will be what the open assignments currently are for that particular week or that particular time period. All right, so at that point in time, the only real assignment that you guys should have to do will be the reading guide, because the quick write should be something you can finish quickly, 5-10 minutes at the most. But the reading guide, which will be something I'll give you about 2 days to finish, that might be something you start and you take a break, come back to, get done later. Okay, but the very last slide, each lesson or each day's lesson slides is going to be an open assignment slide that tells you all the things that are currently out and things you need to get done when they were assigned and when they're due. All right? And that's what each and every day's lessons are going to look like. Okay, so it's very important that you go through those lessons on the days that they're assigned, and you do everything in order in those slideshows. If you skip around and don't do things in order, that might be problematic. That might cause you to miss certain things or to not get certain bits of information that'll help you complete those activities and assignments and projects and whatnot. All right. So I just wanted to take this time to go over, like I said, what our Google Classroom structure will look like, as well as what our homeroom looks like and how you can go about navigating the homeroom. All right. Okay. Well, I think I've pretty well covered everything. If you guys still have questions, if you have anything you're still kind of confused about in regards to our Google Classroom setup or our homeroom setup, please feel free to email me and let me know, and I will get back to you and help you out as best as I can. Otherwise, you guys are good to move on and get done whatever you need to get done, and I'll talk to you when I talk to you.